that has federal support. It means that even if you're a private insured, you're going to be a part of this pool. Right. If you're a woman covered by that, you are then precluded from having this coverage, or you have to buy a rider. And most women don't think about this ahead of time. And frankly, isn't health care insurance expensive enough for women?
Well, the important point is that there is a provision for private insurers to offer abortion coverage to women who want to pay for it with their own money.
And what kind of surcharge?
That's what current policy is, Nancy. When you're talking about something that so many people feel so strongly about, if people want to pay for it with their own private dollars, the Stupak Amendment preserves that option for people.
It does not. That is wrong. In essence, let's go back to this marketplace. 80% of the people that are going to be in this exchange by the Stupak Amendment are prohibited, because these insurance companies aren't going to provide that to 80% of the marketplace in this exchange, and no insurance company is going to just offer it for that 20%. You know, that is not accurate, and the fact really is that the bottom line was women were not supposed to lose ground. People were not supposed to lose ground on health care reform.
Nancy,
and in
like
this case, they're losing ground.
It's very impressive that you guys have gotten mobilized and come up with your talking points in the face of the fact that there was a very strong bipartisan majority that passed this pro-life protection, and that reflects where the American people are. And when you are looking to define abortion as health care, that is really out of touch with where the American people are on this. And that's why we were able to pass this amendment to establish these pro-life protections.
But Charmaine, some people have told that it was part of just an extension of the Hyde Amendment, and there was a real question as to whether in the wee hours of the morning this was a bait and switch.
That's exactly right.
I mean, that is exactly right,
Nancy.
No, the Stupak
it was a bait and switch.
No, the Stupak Amendment has been around for weeks while we've been debating this, and the truth of the matter is that NARAL and Planned Parenthood and the pro-abortion lobby was working very hard last week to come up with a fake compromise that did not offer pro-life protections.
There was a compromise in the original bill. There was a compromise in the original bill. That said federal funds would not be spent on abortion coverage.
Nancy,
there was an original agreement,
which was straight out of your playbook from NARAL, so that you would be able to funnel federal money towards abortion and line the coffers of the abortion lobby.
What you are doing, what is happening with the Stupak Amendment, is it goes much farther than the status quo. It goes much farther to prohibit women from accessing care in this exchange of insurance coverage, and that is wrong.
Right now,
that is wrong for women in this country.
70% of the American people don't want to see their money go for it.
I need to jump in. We're going to have to leave it at that today.
Thanks,
I look forward to speaking with both of you again on this.
Thanks, Nancy.
Yep, a very important topic. Coming up, I'm also going to speak with Linda Douglas from the White House and try to get some specific answers on where the president stands on the Stupak language and, frankly, what the House decision means for the Senate. Let's get a quick check, though, on some of the other stories making headlines today. Monica Novotny is at the news desk. Monica.
Nancy, we've got some breaking news out of Virginia now. It looks like Governor Tim Kaine has denied clemency to the D.C. sniper John Allen Muhammad. Muhammad is scheduled to be executed today, this evening, in Virginia. His last hope, essentially, was that the governor perhaps might intervene. His lawyers have argued that he is severely mentally ill, but the governor has decided not to intervene. He says, having carefully reviewed the petition for clemency and judicial opinions regarding this case, I find no compelling reason to set aside the sentence that was recommended by the jury. You'll remember that Muhammad was convicted for that string of killings in 2002 that essentially terrorized the Washington, D.C. area for several weeks. So he will, it looks now, will be executed tonight in Virginia. And more breaking news as well that we're following in upstate New York. A suspected gunman storms into a high school, taking the assistant principal there hostage. The school was on lockdown while police negotiated with the suspect, who was believed to be a former student who graduated back in the 1980s from that school. Parents, of course, are very worried. They rushed to the scene. They were not able to see their kids, though.
And you're terror-stricken. You know, times have changed. This is the stuff we got to tell our kids about. Yeah. You know, you try to prepare, you try to warn. You know, you're in a quiet little town. You don't think these things are going to happen, and they do.
The suspect he did eventually surrender to hostage negotiators. Police say there were no shots fired, no students were ever in danger there. At Fort Hood today, remembrances for the 13 people who died in last week's shooting rampage. President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama arrive at the post in just a few moments for today's memorial. The service described as traditional.